Hi there, ready for another journey into history? Let's begin our story. Bedtime in an Egyptian noble house. Close your eyes. Let the modern world fade. Drift far, far back to the warm sands of ancient Egypt. The stars above shine the same as they did 5,000 years ago, but everything else has changed. No noise, no engines, no phones, only the Nile, the desert wind, and the whispers of eternity. You are in Waset, what will one day be called Thebes, during the reign of Pharaoh Amenhotep III. Tonight you are not a servant, a priest, or a soldier. You are a noble resting after a long day. You are Kai, overseer of the granaries, respected, wealthy, yet you are still human, tired, thoughtful, and ready for rest. Let us walk through your night slowly, peacefully. The sun sets behind the date palms, turning the sky rose gold. Your home is large and elegant, with gardens, tiled floors, painted ceilings, and a private chapel to the gods. Slaves light oil lamps along the colonnade. The scent of lotus and myrrh drifts through the courtyard. You sit in a carved wooden chair near the fish pond. Birds return to the trees. A servant brings you figs and pomegranate wine. You listen to the evening, the rustle of palm leaves, a distant flute, the murmur of the Nile in the distance. Your wife Nefru joins you. She smiles, dressed in linen, kohl lining her eyes. She tells you of your children's lessons, of gossip from the palace, of a new scribe who seems too clever. You nod, smile. Let the day begin to fall away. Dinner is quiet, taken on a low table. Bread, lentils, honey duck, beer, grapes. Your youngest son recites a hymn to Thoth, trying to impress you. You lead a small prayer to Amun, lighting incense, asking for protection, balance, and dreams without nightmares. A servant washes your feet. You recline again. The walls of your home glow in the torchlight, covered in scenes of harvests, processions, gods with jackal and falcon heads. You reflect on your ancestors, your father, your mother, the great tombs in the cliffs beyond the city, where you too shall one day rest. You are not afraid. Death is not an end in Egypt, only a gate. Servants finish their tasks. The house grows quieter. Distant drums echo from a festival across the river. You check your ledger, scrolls of accounts, grain tallies, temple offerings. Your steward will handle it all tomorrow. A slave girl sings softly to the youngest children as they fall asleep. You hear her voice like a lullaby through the columns. Nefru joins you again. She touches your hand, says little. She doesn't need to. You walk together through the garden. Stars fill the sky. Orion's belt glows brightly, the same stars the pyramid builders watched. A breeze lifts the linen of your robe. You breathe in the night air. It smells of jasmine and wet earth. Inside, you visit your private shrine. Light a candle before a small statue of Maat, balance, truth, order, the great principles. You place a carved scarab beside her, say words of thanks for the day and for the peace that fills your house. You remove your jewelry, your sandals. Servants bring warm water to bathe. You cleanse yourself with natron and lotus oil. Your body is older now, slower, but still strong. You dress in soft white linen, lay down on a bed of wooden reeds, draped with cotton. A carved headrest cradles your neck. The ceiling above is painted like the sky. You close your eyes, but do not yet sleep. You think of your youth, of racing boats and canals, of your father teaching you to weigh silver, of holding your first child. You hear distant harp music. Maybe it is real, maybe it is memory. You feel the presence of your Ka, your spirit, settling into calm. You dream before dreams, the night deepens. You half wake, not disturbed but simply aware. You listen to the wind outside, to the soft movement of servants in their quarters, to the creak of wood. You wonder what your children will grow to be, if your name will endure. You remember the Pharaoh's court, the grandeur, the risks. You feel your wife's hand near yours, her breathing steady. You feel safe. The household sleeps. Even the animals are quiet. You drift back into dreams. This time they are vivid. You walk beside the Nile as a boy. You speak with Thoth in a dream. He shows you a scroll you cannot read, but you feel its truth. You float in a boat of light. You pass through fields of reeds. A lotus blooms in your hand. Night begins to end. Though you do not wake, the stars slowly fade. Nefru turns in her sleep. A dove coos. In the distance, temple chants begin, priests calling to Ra to rise again. But here, in your room, all is still. The dreams are softer now, warmer. They carry you gently, a faint glow touches the horizon. The first ibis flies overhead. Servants begin to stir, fires are stoked. You dream of your father's voice, calling you to rise and measure the grain, of your mother singing by the river. But you do not rise yet. You remain still, wrapped in night, content. And now, the city wakes. But you, noble of Waset, father, husband, keeper of order, are still. You are between worlds. You lie in peace, in a house blessed by gods. The dreams have not faded yet, and they never truly will. Sleep, Kai. You are safe. You are eternal.